I think the audience and everybody, myself included, would like to hear your thoughts and impressions individually of 2011 so far.
For us at Initiative, as well as for Hyundai and Kia, it's been a pretty rousing Q4 into Q2. We've had lots of growth, bringing in lots of new, fresh talent into the agency. It really seems like the pace of innovation has picked up again. The investment, capital flowing into new startups and new opportunities for brands to connect with consumers is growing at a breakneck pace, which is challenging for us to manage through, but exciting nonetheless. So it's been a good recent spell for us.
The good news I think that we're seeing over the last 6 months and the last 3 months or so in particular, consumer confidence is up, consumer interest is up in our segment, and for Toyota in particular, our brand opinion, we're seeing a lot of strides in that area, as well as brand consideration. So we're seeing a lot more consumers at all ends of the marketplace really get some good traction, I think, with our brand and show some good favorability in the marketplace. So we're really optimistic and we're very excited, even though we have got a lot of challenges and change coming up in the marketplace. So.
Just when you think the world can't possibly change any faster, it does continue to, the speed of change just seems to continue to increase, and the different mediums which consumers can, which you can engage with consumers, to continue to expand, proliferate, change, evolve, metamorphosize, et cetera, et cetera. And I think it just means more opportunity for us to engage with our customers in a meaningful way. And I think that there's a lot of opportunity to do that as we see the automotive marketplace, slowly but surely coming back into health.
When you look at social media or video or mobile, and it's continuing to be an increase of significance for all of you, what are your expectations, and let's go with social first, which for your expectations and your definition and your success metrics for social? Who wants to dive in?
I'll start. I'll say, yeah, I totally agree that social needs to complement all sort of functional groups and all channels. Hopefully you've got an integrated strategy, an integrated voice that allows you to have the maximum sort of impact across the organization.
Because social is both a short-term and a longer-term play, in terms of immediate interaction that you want to have with customers, as well as building that loyalty and fostering that relationship over time. We're trying to look at metrics from across the board. We're looking at initial engagement, things like Facebook likes, of course, and tweet feeds and things like that. But we're also looking at brand health and our brand opinion and our brand engagement, and trying to measure campaigns' impact, in the social space through our listening channels, but also through measurements that we've had for a long time now in terms of just measuring brand opinion, brand intentions, purchase consideration. So really marrying some of those things together to really understand how social plays a key role.
Is having 500 fans or likes on Facebook, is that a good thing? Okay, so we get back to metrics, and what our key metrics are. Oh, we got 500,000 or 100,000 or a million. Woohoo, we're there, we've done it. Is that a good thing? And I think that the metrics that you select for yourself have to be driven by what's your strategy? Yes. What are your objectives? For us, it's been a discussion of quantity versus quality. Of those people who, let's say, like us on Facebook, just to stick with that example, and is it better to have that 500,000, or is it so we can push our messaging out, or is it better to have a smaller community, but one that is very engaged and one that is more likely to take that engagement off of Facebook and into other social media environments?
But when you're looking at all these devices and looking at all these different platforms and technologies, how does that impact when you're reaching your potential customers at the right time with the right message?
Can I jump in?
Please.
No.
The ever-changing nature of the market construct that is the purchase funnel is
it's a loaded question, I know. Yeah.
I think that a lot of people agree. The idea that people follow a process to purchase a product makes sense. They still do that now. Whether or not that follows the triangle, I think that as marketers we've kind of created over the years to say, we get lots of fish at the top, and then they look at considering us, and then they look at narrowing their choices down, and then they finally either buy or they don't. To me, again, the process I understand, but what I see now is that that's broken up into chunks, if anything. There's still more people that are at the top sort of considering things, and there's still fewer people that are going to buy at the end of the day, especially in our segment for automotive. But there's a lot more interjections along the way, a lot more places where people can engage with, a lot more
back and forth
conversation, a lot more back and forth that needs to happen. And what I find with that construct of the purchase funnel is that it doesn't necessarily allow us to have a more dynamic, I guess, engagement with people, because it just kind of says, if I push you along here and then you get to the end, then we've won the race, so to speak, or we've been successful. And I feel like people take turns and twists along the way, and we need to capture their interest. And if they take 6 months, which many people do now, to make an automotive purchase decision, the linearity or the way that follows, I think that we just need to be very flexible. If they want to come back to Toyota.com 6 different times, or go to KBB or Edmunds or wherever it might be, multiple different times, talk to friends, go to social channels.
Compare against the Kia.
Compares to Kia, Toyota, in which case the conversation might be over quickly.
Because once they came to Kia, they didn't bother going back.
Yes, oh boy. Kudos and respect to Kia. Just saying, it's a healthy conversation. Is that
Hyundai's going to get looked at
and
too.
Hyundai, yes, of course, and Ford, and all those good things. I mean, in all jest, the world is open to lots of different possibilities, and I think that it's up to us to give them lots of good content.
That's going to be, by the way, a clip on YouTube, by the way. So that one.
You got to have a little competitive
No,
spirit.
I think that's good. That's all right.